folks, we're here at the Spring Fishing and Boat Show at the International Center in Mississauga 2012. I'm here with Brendan Eggs. Brendan Eggs, the perfect jig. Tell me about it, Brendan.
You know, we started the Perfect Jig probably a few years ago, just catering to the jig market and giving anglers a different option in jig colors, sizes, to meet their needs. You know, how I started it was basically, I went to a store and I'd like this jig with that color of skirt or vice versa. So a lot of anglers, and I had some friends of mine ask, you know, if you could make me a certain amount of jigs in this style, and I kind of led from there, one to the other. And
now, you use quality components?
All my components are the highest end quality. You know, I can't call something the perfect jig without having the best Magnum rattles, double epoxy heads. You know, my strands of my skirt average of 52, and awesome. The paint, you know, chip resistant paint. I can't say much more
and
about
the hooks are...
hooks are all owner hooks in Gamakatsu, so...
Gamakatsu, there you go, that's quality, that speaks volume. And you're Canadian.
And I'm Canadian.
Another Canadian innovation, folks.
Yeah, Whitby, Ontario.
Now, I noticed that you have a lot of natural tones and colors in your jigs. Is that because of the transformation that a crayfish makes over the season?
Yeah, absolutely. When crayfish start out, you see, you know, in May, crayfish start out as a red. They'll start out in red. As the water warms up, jigs change color. You're gonna see a lot more blacks and browns. Yep. So as the water warms, jig colors change.
Because I've been ice fishing on Lake Simcoe, and get to the shoreline, and if it's clear, I've seen bluish looking crayfish.
That's what you see on those lakes, blues and whites. Simcoe, especially whites. Anytime you pull to a shoal, you'll see white. That's basically crayfish feeding.
That's awesome. Yep. Well, Brandon, thank you very much. The perfect jig. I'm your host, Ben McQuinney, for WFN Ambassador and the Offensive Edge. My special guest, Brendan Eggs, The Perfect Jig.
www.theperfectjig.ca.
Here at the Spring Fishing and Boat Show 2012 at Bassmagnet, and what they've come out with the last couple of years is this Bassmagnet Twitch, and what it is, drop shot bait Goby style. Tail on the bottom. What we're trying to do is replicate the natural patterns of what had taken over Georgian Bay, the Great Lakes, made its way into Simcoe. Single nose hook right through, sit at 6 inches off the bottom and set the hook.
Tell me about it. Bernard, what do we have here?
Okay, we have the re-engineered Alabama rig. You heard of the Alabama rig? Well, you know what? Basically, it is an umbrella rig, and you use jig heads as the weights to get your bait to go down. Here you can see we have 4 arms. We could have 4 half-ounce jigs, meaning 2 ounces of total weight. When I cast this and let it sink into the water, it will go backwards because all the weight is on the back end. Now, when I'm retrieving it, because there's no weight on the front, it will run like this in the water. Now, if I need it to go deeper, I have to change all the jig heads to make it heavier so it will sink better. But let me show you how the re-engineered Alabama rig works. Just watch the water here now. I'll show you, you notice, it's diving head first, which is the way it should be, and the fish will hit it at its diving. You see that? It goes head first. Now, when I am retrieving this, the weight wants to pull the rig down, and my line wants to pull it up. Therefore, it's going to run basically horizontally, which is more natural. When I want it to go deeper, I just have to change the weight you see on the front. I don't have to affect the hooks. But the most important part is, how does it work when you put it in the water? Let me show you right now. Just watch carefully. It dives head first, but watch those baits, how they dart in and out. If I had jig heads on each one of those arms, it couldn't act as natural as these do. This is the rig you should be buying. It's designed properly to work properly. Notice how the baits are operating really like a school of minnows, which is what you are trying to do.
We're here at the Spring Fishing and Boat Show 2012, the International Center in Mississauga. I'm here with Dan Miguel. How you doing, Dan?
Pretty good,
Dan is NPS, National Pro Staff. Tell us more about it, Dan.
Well, what we've done is essentially we work with the biggest companies, the best anglers out there from these companies, and we come together to create the ultimate fishing resource. This thing is just loaded with great information, fishing reports, up-to-the-minute tackle tips, product reviews. We've got sponsorship that we take care of, companies recruiting amateurs here. It's just the ultimate fishing resource. It's free to the general public, and everybody's just loving it.
Hey folks, for more information how you can get involved with National Pro Staff, log on to nationalprostaff.com. I'm your host, Ben McQuinney for WFN Ambassador and the Offensive Edge. Special guest, Dan McHale, NPS. Thanks, Dan. Hey folks, we're here at the International Center at the Spring Fishing and Boat Show 2012. I'm your host, Ben McQuinney for WFN Ambassador and the Offensive Edge. I'm here with Dave McDonald from Lunkerhunt. Dave, how you doing?
Doing great, thanks.
Great. Dave, what's new in Lunkerhunt?
There's a lot new for Lunkerhunt this year, I'm really excited to say. Aside from Lunkerhunt becoming a part of MPS, National Pro Staff, we've come out with two really key product lines this year. And they've really been designed for a bunch of reasons. The first one I'll tell you about is the bento baits.
Bento baits. Oh, when I first looked at this, I thought it said bento baits.
Yeah, bento baits, it's kind of a play on a popular Japanese thing where it's like a bento box, it's like a box of meat. So the bento is a box of fish fillets, if you will, and that's where that came from. So whether it's fish, beef, or whatever. So that's where the name bento came from. And we're really excited about these. This is actually a product we're working for hopefully 2013, maybe 2014. But we nailed the technology early, and I'm proud to say that I feel like Lunkerhunt is taking minnow baits to the next level this year.
You have one then.
Yeah, this is I don't know if you can see it there, but this is the 3-inch bento. Some of the features, it's a solid body, split tail, really lively tail, but what's really unique about these is the holographic fabric core that's inside. It actually helps add density to the product, or to the minnow, and actually keeps them from tearing up. So you can catch like several fish depending on how you're fishing. 8-10 fish isn't uncommon. If you're drop shotting, you'll catch multiple fish, it'll stay on your line. Or if you're like jigging for walleye, it'll just be right on there. You know your bait's not getting stripped away.
Excellent. So they're really durable.
They're super durable. And they actually even have anatomical features like gills, eyes, all of that within the plastic itself, so they don't peel away or come apart or anything like that. So we're pretty excited.
Awesome. And what else is there? I saw online at Lunkerhunt website, Edge.
Yeah, these are the Edge kits. I'm pretty excited about this. This is great for people learning a new technique, or for people just getting into fishing, whether you're a shore angler, boat angler, what have you. There's species and technique specific kits. So the species that they've been designed for, we've got multi-species, we've got panfish and trout, and we've got bass. Those are the key main kits that we have. There's 24 different techniques. This, for example, if you don't mind holding that, this is a drop shot technique kit. So every single EduKit comes with a pro knowledge handbook that teaches you a little bit about the species, where that species likes to hang and where to fish for them, and then it teaches you how to rig the technique and how to fish the technique. So, we're not always fishing where the fish are, unfortunately. That's why it's fishing and not catching sometimes. But at least, if you're new to the sport or you're new to fishing, you know you're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Like for example, this drop shot kit comes with everything. It comes with, it comes with 3 different
lures,
styles,
hook,
everything.
And now it has a card in the back.
Yeah, that's actually the Pro Knowledge Handbook. And this for the bass, for example. It opens up and it just talks about the species, how to rig it, and then how to fish it. This one's a pretty straightforward technique. And then if you're French or Spanish, you're covered off there as well.
Multilingual.
Yeah. One other key feature about these kits, if you just flip them over, if you happen to see them in stores, is you can see what the recommended equipment is as well. So you know if you're drop shotting, like what kind of rod and line you can use.
So for a novice to avid angler, this is definitely an innovation that they should have in the tackle box.
Yeah, I feel so. The cool thing about this is the lures have been designed for avid and like pro anglers. They're premium tackle components at a competitive price, and but they're not too. You know, some of them are complicated. But the book that helps out, like